My sister asked to crash at my place with her toddler. I woke up to him destroying my $2,000 gaming setup, but she refused to pay and said I should have baby-proofed it. Posted by you/OKJelly6298. Hi Reddit. I, 25F, am honestly at my breaking point with this one. I need outside perspective because my entire family is acting like I'm Hitler for standing my ground. So I'm a student software developer and a pretty serious PC gamer in my free time. I live alone in a one-bedroom apartment that I've spent years making cozy and functional. I saved up for a long time to build my dream PC setup, triple monitors, custom mechanical keyboard, ergonomic chair, the works. Altogether, my rig is worth a bit over $2,000, and I take care of it like it's a child. Last weekend, my older sister, 30F, asked if she could crash at my place for one night because her apartment was being fumigated, and her husband was out of town. She has a 3-year-old son, Max, who's, let's say, spirited. I love him, but he's a little chaos goblin. I hesitated, but she swore she'd keep an eye on him and that it'd just be for one night. They show up Saturday afternoon, and immediately it's clear she wasn't kidding about Max being a handful. Within 10 minutes of arriving, he pulled 4 books off my shelf, thrown my houseplants on the floor, and spilled juice on my area rug. I tried to stay chill. He's 3, I get it, but I asked my sister politely to please keep him out of my office where my PC setup is. She rolls her eyes and goes, "He's just exploring, he's curious, it's normal." But she closes the office door anyway. Cut to Sunday morning. I wake up to screaming. Max had apparently woken up before his mom, managed to open the office door, and decided my setup was his new jungle gym. He pulled down one of my monitors, cracking the screen. He stuck crackers into the PC tower's ventilation slots, I'm not kidding, yanked out my keyboard's keycaps, and had colored on my chair with permanent marker. The cherry on top? He poured apple juice into the tower, into it. When I tell you I went silent, I mean dead silent. My sister comes in, sees the damage, and just says, "Oh no," in this incredibly flat tone, like someone knocked over a cup of coffee. I start freaking out, and she has the audacity to say, "You should have baby-proofed the room if it was that important to you." I lost it. I told her that 1, she knew he wasn't supposed to be in there, 2, this is my space not a daycare, and 3, baby-proofing a $2,000 gaming setup is not a standard requirement for adults living alone. She told me to calm down and said that he's just a kid, and stuff is replaceable. I told her she could replace it then. She said she didn't have the money right now, but maybe in a few months she could give me a few hundred. I told her that wasn't acceptable and that she needed to take full responsibility. She left in a huff, and now my whole family is blowing up my phone. My mom says I'm being materialistic and should understand that my nephew didn't mean it. My dad said I should have locked the door if it was that important. My brother actually said, "Why do you even need 3 monitors anyway? That's kind of overkill." I filed a claim with my insurance, but there's no guarantee it'll be covered since it was technically guest damage. I also told her that if she does not pay up, I'll take her to court for what happened. Now I'm getting texts from my sister demanding an apology for blaming her kid for being curious. I told her I'd drop it if she covered the cost of repairs and replacements, or at least met me halfway, and she blocked me. So, am I overreacting if I take my sister to court over this? Wow, just wow. 4 hours later, I wake up from my nap to this. Thank you guys, it'll take a bit for me to read all of this. My sister still has not unblocked me, but her husband reached out to find out what happened. I'm sorry I don't have more to tell yet, but I'll update again when I do. Seriously, thanks for the insights everyone. My head is a lot clearer now. Another 4 hours later. Hey y'all. My sister's husband reached out as mentioned earlier, and we're working out a solution if possible. He's been really understanding, as have all of you. Also, to clarify the office situation, my one-bedroom apartment is on the smaller side, 33 square meters or 355 square feet, so the landlord converted an old ex-clothes cabinet into a makeshift office. It's weird, but the building is from the 40s, and I guess they had to get creative with the space with an old tenant or something. So it's living room, my sister and her kids slept there, plus kitchen, I slept there, plus the office. Thanks for all the support and the award. I really don't have the words for how nice people have been in both direct messages and the comments. Relevant comments. Ops response, I really appreciate your comment. I feel as if you nailed exactly how I've been feeling but couldn't articulate in the moment. It's comforting to know I'm not totally off base here. I will need to see what I'm willing to do with this situation. I don't want to lose my family, but I don't want to start begging to be heard either. Thank you. Going no contact. Yeah, I'm not ready to go full no contact right now, but I really appreciate your perspective. It's definitely something I'll keep in mind if things keep escalating and no one starts showing even a little respect for my boundaries. I just want accountability, not drama. But if they keep pushing, I won't hesitate to step back. I don't think I want to know my family if they can't appreciate the work I put into my hobbies. Thanks for the insight. Commenter 1. Questions. Does your office door lock? If so, why wasn't it locked? How was this unattended 3-year-old able to get his hands on crackers and apple juice in an apartment that he is presumably not familiar with? Why were these items so easy for him to get to? Ops response. The office doesn't lock because it's a converted closet. The original doorknob didn't even have a lock, just a simple latch. As for the crackers and juice, my sister brought those with her for Max. I guess he found them in the diaper bag she'd left in the living room. I'm not sure how he managed to carry them into the office without waking her, but here we are. I take accountability for not locking the door, but I still feel that the responsibility to watch her child falls on my sister. Commenter 2. Maybe small claims court? I think your insurance company is going to deny the claim. Document everything, take pictures. Gather all the receipts you have for the setup. Ops response. That's solid advice, thank you. I've already taken photos and started gathering receipts. I'll look into small claims court if my insurance doesn't come through. Appreciate the help. Update 1, 1 week later. Alright Reddit, I'm back with an update, and it's a lot. I honestly don't even know where to begin, so I'm just going to start from the beginning and try to keep this as clear as possible. Buckle up, because it's a ride. So after my last post blew up, which was both validating and overwhelming, my brother-in-law, I'll call him Bill, reached out to me again. We talked on the phone for almost 2 hours. He was very understanding and actually apologetic on behalf of my sister. He said he had no idea things had gotten this bad with the PC until he saw the pictures I sent him. Apparently, my sister told him a much toned-down version of the story, claiming it was just a cracked monitor and that I was overreacting about the cost. She never mentioned the apple juice in the tower, the crackers, the marker, or the keyboard. Bill was livid when he found out the full extent of the damage. He told me he would sit down with my sister and work out a payment plan, and that he'd personally make sure I got compensated. I was relieved, honestly. It felt like someone in my family was finally taking this seriously. Fast forward to 2 days later. Bill calls me again, but this time his tone is completely different. He sounds exhausted, almost defeated. He tells me that when he confronted my sister about the damage, she completely lost it. She started screaming at him, accusing him of taking my side over hers, and saying that I was turning the whole family against her. Then she said something that made Bill pause. She said, "Why does it even matter? It's not like Max did all of it anyway." Bill asked her what she meant, and after a lot of back and forth, she admitted that Max didn't actually do most of the damage. According to her, Max did knock over one monitor and spill some juice, but she was the one who poured the rest of the juice into the tower, shoved the crackers into the vents, and colored on the chair. She said she did it because she was, and I quote, "tired of me always acting like my stuff is more important than family." I'm going to let that sink in for a second, because I'm still processing it myself. My sister, a 30-year-old woman, intentionally destroyed my gaming setup out of spite, and then blamed it on her 3-year-old son. She let me think a toddler was responsible for all of that damage, knowing full well that she was the one who did most of it. Bill was horrified. He said he didn't even recognize the person he was talking to. He told her that what she did was unhinged and that she needed to take accountability, pay me back, and apologize. She refused. She said she wasn't going to apologize for anything and that if he wanted to side with me, then maybe he should just go live with me instead. That was apparently the last straw for Bill. He told her he needed some space to think, and he's currently staying with his parents with Max. He also told me that he's considering divorce, which is heartbreaking for everyone involved, but I can't say I blame him. As for my sister, she's doubled down on her stance. She's been blowing up my phone with texts, alternating between playing the victim, "How could you ruin my marriage?" and attacking me, "You've always been selfish and obsessed with material things." I haven't responded to any of them. I've saved all the messages, just in case I need them for court. Speaking of court, I've decided to move forward with small claims. Bill offered to testify on my behalf and provide the text conversation where my sister admitted to doing the damage. I hate that it's come to this, but I feel like I don't have a choice. She's not going to take responsibility, and I can't just let this go. As for my family, they're still divided. My mom is now trying to play peacemaker, begging me to drop the court case and just let it go for the sake of family. My dad is still saying I should have locked the door, so clearly he's not changing his tune. My brother has gone radio silent, which I guess is better than him piling on. The only person who's been unequivocally supportive is my aunt, my mom's sister. She reached out after seeing my posts, and she's been an absolute rock. She told me she always thought my sister had jealousy issues, and that this was just the breaking point. She even offered to help me with legal fees if I need it, which I'm incredibly grateful for. So yeah, that's where things are at. My sister destroyed my setup out of jealousy and spite, blamed her toddler, and is now playing the victim while her marriage falls apart. I'm moving forward with court, and my family is a mess. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks again for all the support. It's meant more than you know. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, your sister needs serious help. That is not normal behavior. I'm so sorry you're dealing with this. Ops response, I agree. I think she's been struggling with something for a while, and this was just the tipping point. It's hard to watch, but I can't fix her. Thank you for the support. Commenter 2, I'm glad Bill is on your side. At least someone in your family has common sense. Ops response, he's been amazing through all of this. I feel terrible that his marriage is falling apart, but I'm grateful he's standing up for what's right. Commenter 3, please tell me you're going no contact with your sister after this. Ops response, I think that's where this is headed. I need space to heal, and she's clearly not in a place where she can take accountability. It's sad, but necessary. Update 2 months later. Hey everyone. I'm back with another update, and honestly I wish I had better news, but things have gotten significantly worse before they've gotten better. So after my last post, I went ahead and filed a small claims case against my sister. Bill was true to his word and provided testimony, including screenshots of the text conversation where my sister admitted to destroying my PC out of spite. The case was pretty straightforward, and I won. The judge ruled in my favor for the full amount of damages, around $2,100, plus court fees. You'd think that would be the end of it, but no. My sister completely lost it when she found out she lost the case. She started sending me hundreds of texts, calling me every name in the book, accusing me of ruining her life, and saying that I was responsible for her marriage ending. I blocked her number, but she started using other people's phones to contact me. My mom's phone, my dad's phone, even a cousin I barely talked to. It got to the point where I had to change my number. But it didn't stop there. About 3 weeks after the court case, Bill called me. He sounded panicked. He told me that my sister had shown up at his parents' house, where he and Max were staying, and demanded to see Max. When Bill's parents told her she needed to calm down first, she started screaming and banging on the door. They called the police, and she was removed from the property. She wasn't arrested, but she was issued a warning. A few days after that, things escalated even further. My sister showed up at my apartment. I don't know how she got my address, but she was there, pounding on my door at 11 p.m., screaming that I ruined her life and that I needed to drop the judgment. I didn't open the door. I called the police immediately. They arrived and removed her, and I filed for a restraining order the next day. The restraining order was granted. At this point, Bill filed for full custody of Max and for divorce. He also got a restraining order against my sister on behalf of himself and Max. My sister did not take this well. According to Bill, she started showing signs of a serious mental health crisis. She was posting erratic things on social media, not sleeping, not eating, and talking about how everyone had turned against her. About a month ago, things came to a head. My sister had another breakdown, this time in public. She was at a grocery store and started screaming at a random woman who she thought was me. The woman called the police, and my sister was taken to the hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. She was placed on an involuntary hold. She's currently in a psychiatric facility. According to my mom, who's been in contact with the doctors, my sister is being treated for a severe mental health episode, possibly a psychotic break. They're not sure yet what the diagnosis is, but it's serious. She's not allowed visitors right now, and she's not allowed to have her phone or any contact with the outside world. I don't know how to feel about any of this. On one hand, I'm relieved that she's getting help and that she can't contact me anymore. On the other hand, I feel guilty. I keep thinking, did I cause this? Did my posts, the court case, the restraining order push her over the edge? My therapist keeps telling me that I didn't cause her breakdown, that she was clearly struggling with something much deeper, but it's hard not to feel responsible. Bill has full custody of Max now, and he's doing his best to keep things as normal as possible for him. Max asks about his mom sometimes, but Bill just tells him that she's sick and getting help, which is the truth. I've been helping Bill out when I can, babysitting Max, bringing them groceries, just trying to be supportive. As for my family, they're a mess. My mom is devastated. She blames me for everything, saying that if I had just let it go, none of this would have happened. My dad has gone completely silent. My brother reached out to apologize for not taking my side earlier, which I appreciated. My aunt is still supportive, and she's been checking in on me regularly. I'm trying to move forward, but it's hard. I'm in therapy, which has been helpful, but I still have moments where I feel like I'm drowning in guilt. I know logically that I didn't cause this, but emotionally it's hard to shake the feeling that I played a role. So yeah, that's where things are at. My sister is in a psychiatric facility, Bill has full custody of Max, and I'm trying to rebuild my life. I'll update again if anything major happens, but for now I'm just focusing on healing. Thanks for sticking with me through all of this. Your support has meant the world. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, this is not your fault. Your sister clearly had underlying issues that had nothing to do with you. Please don't blame yourself. Ops response, thank you. I'm working on internalizing that. It's just hard when my own mom is telling me it's my fault. But I'm trying. Commenter 2, how is Max doing through all of this? Ops response, he's doing okay, all things considered. He's too young to fully understand what's happening, which is probably a blessing. Bill is doing an amazing job keeping things stable for him. Commenter 3, your mom is wrong to blame you. You did nothing wrong. Ops response, I appreciate that. It's hard when your own parent turns on you, but I'm working through it in therapy. Final update, 5 months later. Hi everyone. This is going to be my final update, because honestly I need to close this chapter of my life and move forward. A lot has happened since my last post, and I want to give you all closure since you've been so supportive throughout this entire nightmare. First, the good news. My sister is out of the psychiatric facility. She was there for about 3 months, and from what I understand, she was diagnosed with a severe mental health condition. I won't go into specifics out of respect for her privacy, but it's being treated with medication and therapy. She's living with my parents now, and she's not allowed unsupervised contact with Max. Bill has full legal custody, and my sister has supervised visitation rights, which she's apparently been following. As for Bill, he finalized the divorce a few weeks ago. It's been hard on him, but he's doing better. Max is adjusting, and Bill and I have gotten closer through all of this. He's been an incredible friend, and I'm so grateful for his support. Max has been spending more time with me, and I've honestly fallen in love with being an aunt. He's a great kid, and I'm glad I can be there for him. Now, the complicated part. My relationship with my family is still strained. My mom still blames me for everything, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. We're not in contact right now, and honestly I'm okay with that. My dad reached out a few months ago to apologize for not supporting me, which I appreciated, but we're not close. My brother and I are on good terms, and my aunt is still my rock. As for my sister, I have a lot of complicated feelings. I don't hate her. I'm angry, yes, but I also feel sad for her. She's lost so much, her marriage, her son, her independence, and I can't help but feel like I played a role in that. I know my therapist would tell me that's not true, that her actions led to her consequences, but it's hard not to feel some level of guilt. What complicates those feelings even more is everything that happened after my posts started spreading. I never expected them to blow up the way they did. I just wanted an outside perspective because my whole family was gaslighting me, making me feel insane for protecting my own belongings. And then suddenly it was everywhere, on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, even some news article was made about it. Someone tagged me to let me know that Smosh had even featured my story, which was surreal and honestly sort of humiliating in its own way. Even though being noticed was kind of cool, I guess. Strangers were debating my family like it was some kind of reality TV show, and I had no control over it. At first I was grateful for the validation, but over time it started to eat away at my conscience. Keeping my posts public turned out to be a mistake. I know hindsight is 20/20, but I regret not locking them down sooner. By the time Bill's lawyer told us it would be best to hide everything, the damage had already been done. My sister had already seen the comments and the full force of the internet turned against her, and she hyperfixated on it. That is not just me speculating either. One of our cousins told me she would rant constantly about it during the legal proceedings, always bringing it back to the posts and how I had publicly humiliated her. Apparently she would spend hours scrolling, trying to dig up my posts, looking for new comments, even after I hid them. It was like pouring salt in a wound, and she couldn't stop picking at it. I keep asking myself if I made things worse by letting it all stay up as long as it did, if I gave her more ammunition for her paranoia, or if I pushed her further toward the breakdown that ended with her losing everything. Part of me feels like I failed her, like maybe if I had been more careful, she wouldn't have spiraled so badly. But then another part of me reminds myself that it wasn't the internet that broke her, it was something already inside her. The post didn't cause her to smash my PC, or to lash out at Bill, or to neglect her own child. Those were choices she made long before Reddit ever came into the picture. I realize there's no point in deleting them. Even if I scrub my entire account clean, the internet never forgets. Copies are out there somewhere, archived and dissected on forums I'll never even see. I can't control that, no matter how much I might want to. What I can control is how I move forward, how I take care of myself, my nephew, and the family I still have. The truth is, moving forward has been a mixed bag. On one hand, my daily life feels lighter without the constant chaos of my sister's presence. I'm not coming home to find something broken, I'm not waking up to accusatory texts, and I'm not walking on eggshells waiting for the next outburst. That alone has been a kind of freedom I didn't realize how badly I needed. On the other hand, there's this strange emptiness where she used to be. Even if her presence was destructive, she was still there, part of the fabric of my family, and now there's just this jagged hole. My nephew asks about her sometimes. He doesn't fully understand what happened, of course. He just knows mommy is sick and can't take care of him right now. Bill and I try to keep our answers simple, but the truth is I don't know what kind of relationship, if any, he'll be able to have with her in the future. I think about that a lot, because no matter how much I've been hurt by her, I can't help but imagine what it'll feel like for him one day when he's old enough to learn the truth. How do you explain to a child that their mother did what my sister has done? How can it ever make sense to him? I don't know what to do when the day comes that either Bill or I have to explain what happened. As for me, I've been in therapy since all of this started, recommended by some of the lovely people in the comments and in my direct messages, thank you. At first it was just a way to vent, but it's become essential to be honest. My therapist keeps reminding me that none of this is my fault and that my sister's choices were her own, that I didn't ruin her life by posting about the PC, and that it's not my job to fix her. I hope to one day believe everything that my therapist is telling me. As for my sister, I don't know what the future holds for her or if she'll ever get better. But if anyone else has problems like this, maybe be a bit more careful than I was. I spent the last months worrying I'd get charged with something for causing emotional turmoil over a Reddit post. On a positive note, the stress caused me to get reconnected with an old hobby, retro electronics. Did you know the 3DS is considered retro now? I didn't. I feel old. I'm the same age as Pokémon Crystal. Anyways, from now on I will be focusing on graduating and working to help my Bill pay off the debt that accumulated during the legal proceedings and investigation. But now that it's over, it's nice to know that at least for the coming months, things should be peaceful for me and those who matter the most to me. Thank you to everyone who followed this from the beginning. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. The only thing I can tell you is that you're not wrong for feeling bad for your sister. This is not advice that you should forgive her, to be clear. But she was, and is debatably, an important part of your life. Feeling bad for her is normal empathy for your loved ones. I hope she finds a way to process her mental issues and is able to authentically and meaningfully make amends to you and your family. Regarding posting everything online, yeah, with the benefit of hindsight it probably would have been better to delete the posts as soon as you got the insight you needed, but that seal is already long since broken. Deleting at this point is no good, given how many times it's been reposted and commentated on. Ops response, thank you. You really hit the nail on the head. I'm not ready to forgive, but I can still feel for her. It's a weird, heavy mix of emotions. I appreciate your thoughtful words and hope for healing, however long it takes. Commenter 2, what an update. And did you ever find out if your nephew actually touched your PC, or it was all done by your sister, the crackers, apple juice? Ops response, yes, I guess Reddit really does love a saga like this. And yes, all the crackers and juice were 100% my sister. Thank you for your kind words. Commenter 3, also, don't feel bad about blogging about this. It may have added fuel to your sister's struggle, but if you hadn't, either A, she would have found something else to be paranoid about and obsess over, as is common in mental health issues, or B, may have been able to continue sweeping her issues under the rug and never gotten the help she needs. Ops response, that's a really thoughtful perspective. You're right. If it hadn't been the posts, it might have been something else. I appreciate the reassurance and your kindness. Thank you. Therapy for nephew and forgive yourself. I agree. Therapy has already helped me a lot, and I'm looking into it for my nephew too. I believe my Bill may have been recommended something after the court case for custody ended. Thank you for the reminder to forgive myself. That part is a work in progress. I'll try to update down the road if things shift more, maybe in a few years at least. I'm a bit over the internet right now. Commenter 4, side note, out of curiosity, what is the PC that you got in the monitors? Asking as a person who is looking for a gaming PC. Ops response, there's something really comforting in what you shared, thank you. Sibling dynamics can be a lot. My PC is a custom build, but here are the parts it's made of. It may be long. Case, Be Quiet Pure Base 500DX. Case fans, Arctic P12 PWM PSD RGB 0 decibels. RAM, Corsair Vengeance RGB 32GB, 2x16GB. Storage, Kingston 2TB NVTube C4.0 NVMe SSD. Power supply, Asus TUF Gaming 850 watts. Motherboard, Asus Prime Z790p Wi-Fi. CPU cooler, Arctic Freezer 36A RGB. Graphics card, Asus GeForce RTX 4060 Ti Pro ARTOC Edition 8GB GDDR6. Processor, Intel Core i7-13700K, LGA 1700, 16 core, 8P plus 8E, 3.4 GHz base clock, 30 megabytes. Note for this one, the processor, I don't recommend getting 13th to 14th gen Intel processors. There's a running BIOS issue that was discovered last year, and the one I have needed to be fixed. The store let me know of it while my computer was being fixed, and they updated my BIOS for me. Honestly, I don't recommend Intel processors in general. Also, my computer is 1.5 years old, it runs very nicely right now but still, and I am not a professional, but it has not blown up, and I think that's pretty good. Thanks again for the kind words. Commenter 5, what did your sister do to end up in jail? Ops response, I'm not comfortable sharing specifics about that online, but I can say it was very serious. I understand if people doubt me, but my priority is keeping my family's privacy protected. Thank you for understanding.